Some places disappear from history without ever falling. Time touched every stone, but never conquered this place. Every expedition begins with a single unanswered question. Every step carried them closer to a forgotten world. Respect always enters before discovery. Silence had become the monastery's oldest guardian. Some bells continue telling time, even after their final ring. Understanding always begins before restoration. Sometimes the smallest movement hides the greatest secret. The monastery had remained silent for centuries, until today. Every monastery was built around a place where silence could be shared. Healing once grew quietly between these stones. History often survives in the simplest routines. Good craftsmanship survives long after its builders are gone. Bread once connected every soul who lived here. Knowledge was written here, one careful page at a time. They owned very little, yet preserved so much. The monastery had begun revealing its first secret. Stone sometimes hides more than history. Discovery means knowing when not to open the door. Some doors wait centuries for the right hands. The monastery had protected its greatest secret beneath its own foundation. Every step carried them deeper into forgotten history. Time had entered this corridor, but never defeated it. Every inscription was a voice still waiting to be heard. The strongest secrets rarely need the strongest locks. Knowledge had been sleeping beneath the monastery all along. The books were gone, but the story remained. Before discovering the past, they first had to rebuild it. Knowledge once filled every corner of this silent room. Even empty shelves can preserve remarkable stories. Someone had carefully moved the library, not destroyed it. Nothing here speaks of panic, only preparation. Their greatest treasure had never been gold. This was never the end of the road. It was its heart. Even the smallest objects protect the greatest truths. One room remained exactly as history left it. Some discoveries become greater when we choose to wait. The greatest discoveries begin with careful observation. Sometimes history speaks before a single word is translated. Every symbol belonged to the same forgotten story. The strongest lock leaves no keyhole. Behind every wall, there is another question. The builders designed it to protect, not to hide. Curiosity without patience destroys history. Light reveals only what time allows. The answer had never been underground alone. Sometimes the next answer waits above, not below. Separated by height, united by purpose. This bell had done more than mark the passing of time. The tower had been built to carry sound farther than imagined. Architecture had become a language. Not every message was written with ink. The monastery had never stood alone. One tower answered another, across the mountains. History was never hidden, only disconnected. They were never protecting one library. They were protecting civilization. Every road led somewhere. Every monastery watched another. Separated by distance, united by purpose. Different builders, one shared vision. Knowledge survived because someone chose to carry it. Distance was measured by endurance, not by miles. They watched over travelers and protected knowledge. Their messages traveled farther than their footsteps. The buildings were never the mission, the knowledge was. Every discovery deserves to be remembered. One monastery remained hidden, even from history. The danger did not begin at the monastery. It began beyond. Stone could be rebuilt. Knowledge could not. Every page carried generations of wisdom. Their greatest treasure left without a single soldier. Every step risked losing everything they carried. The storm tested their strength, not their purpose. Some lives were given so that ideas could live. Knowledge survived because it was shared, never owned. History had left enough pieces for the story to return. Everyone left, except one. Some doors were never meant to protect treasure, only memory. The final message was never hidden, only forgotten. Technology gave forgotten words a second voice. We closed this place so knowledge could remain free. Patience unlocked what force never could. Some lives were given so that ideas could live. The greatest inheritance required only one page. Someone waited here until the very end. Respect came before revelation. One fingerprint carried an entire civilization into the future. Some pages survive only because generations chose patience. Modern science allowed history to speak without being disturbed. The final voice belonged to the man who chose to remain. Respect preserved what time could not. Seven centuries of silence ended with a single page. To those who read these words, peace be with you. We carried every book we could, because knowledge must never be a casualty of war. Someone had to close the final door so others could open it. Not every ending asks for applause. Some ask for remembrance. If these words have found you, then knowledge has survived. The library had fulfilled its purpose, even without a book.
Places become empty. Memories do not.
Nothing had been lost. Everything had been protected. Its books disappeared because they continued living elsewhere. The next generation would inherit knowledge in a different form. Discovery never grants ownership. Some doors deserve to remain closed until history calls again. They left with no treasure, yet richer than before. Some companions guard history without reading a single page. They had protected knowledge. Today, their story returned. The greatest restoration leaves nothing changed, except ourselves. Stone may weather. Data can preserve its memory. Every discovery deserves an honest record. Some stories are written with words, others with memory. Preservation begins with understanding. They came searching for history and left carrying its legacy. Some places never ask to be remembered, only respected. Its bells may have fallen silent, but its message still travels. We did not rebuild these walls. We rebuilt their story. Every forgotten place holds a story. The next one is already waiting.